Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of Mid-Rank Madness, and today we have a game between Firebird and ZRG Infection here on Catallena, the latter edition. In the left side of the map, we have the red Protoss player. It is Firebird from 2-2 Core. And in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we have the blue Zerg player. It is ZRG Infection, representing Puppy. With a Y. Puppy is generally spelled P-U-P-P-Y, but maybe that's a play on words or just a misspelling. I don't know. I don't actually know. So this is Mid-Rank Madness. It is our weekly examination and sometimes more often of gold, platinum, and diamond level replays sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com. The best ones are selected from the group by my screeners, sent back, and I cast them for everyone's entertainment and education. I just feel like Mid-Rank Madness is the biggest section of the player base for StarCraft 2 right now. And so there's a lot of people that just never ever see their games cast. They're not bad enough to be made fun of, really, right? That's what a lot of people do. And they're not good enough to be the Grandmaster level, where a lot of people get cast. So I figured, you know what? Gold, Platinum, Diamond are people too. Let's get them on the channel and give them a chance to have a chance in the sun. Let's see. How do I say that better? Give them a chance to have a spot in the sun. I think that sounds a little bit more flowy. And there's a hatch pool here from ZRG Infection. Extractor should be coming up next, unless it's a gasless opening against a Protoss player, and I don't know. I don't know if that's a possibility here. I tell you something, I was watching some Mid-Rank Madness games on Twitch last night. Fear Dragon, that's who it was. Really good dude. He's a caster. He does the mostly useless facts with Fear Dragon that I post on my Twitter and Facebook sometimes. Awesome guy. Playing Protoss is what he mains, and he just got wrecked by about 3 Zergs in a row at the diamond level. And I've watched that and said, you know what? That gives me some good perspective from the Protoss side of things. So I feel like I learned a lot. So, you know, definitely watch other players. Watch them, see what they know, see what they can do, and learn from it. Learn from the enemy is what I feel like I'm trying to say here. No gas from ZRG Infection. Is he going 3 hatch before gas? Gasless opening. It looks like he might. I don't think he forgot. Not at this level. Not at this level of StarCraft. Expansion on the way from Firebird. Can feel pretty safe doing that, as there will be no speedlings for some time. There's really nothing that ZRG Infection can do to kill Firebird in the next couple of minutes anyway. And he goes double gas before he goes for his 3rd hatch. This is interesting for Mr. Infection. He is going to go for a 3rd hatchery somewhere around here. I don't know exactly where. Scouting drone did turn itself into an extractor at the natural base, getting hammered at by that zealot. And another drone coming up here from Infection. Does he really want to kill that probe? What are you doing? Are you going to proxy hatch? Oh my goodness gracious. Please proxy hatch. Hold on. Are we not windowed? Oh, we are windowed, but we don't want to be windowed. I forgot. Last time I cast was with the gauntlet. So there we go. Little pop-up windows that show up from the filtering on my computer are not going to pop up anymore. That is for sure. Is he trying to steal more gas here, drone? Get it! Oh, he gets it even. Is there enough DPS on a Zealot and a Mothership Core to kill this thing? Yes. Yes. Yes, there is. So, interesting effort there from Infection. This is a strange build for sure. 3rd hatch is actually a macro hatch inside the main base. For Infection, he's sending some slow Zerglings up, which are horrendous against Mothership Cores because they can shoot down. And they are flying, so the Lynx can't hit them. So Zerglings are here. Zealot can help immensely with this here, too. And forcing a cancel on one of the pylons is pretty good. An Adept shows up to help. The Zealot actually dies there, but the rest of the Lynx get cleaned up. No big deal. That's going to be 8 Zerglings killed in exchange for a Zealot and a canceled pylon. So resources lost here. 175 for the Protoss compared to 350 for ZRG Infection, including those 2 extractors that he lost. And the drones there, too. So this, I feel like, is probably about gold level, which is fine. That's Mid-Rank Madness as well. I think it's just a really big swing, I feel like, to get from gold to diamond. Your skill level can increase quite a bit here. So you're just kind of sitting here in gold, not quite good enough to make it into the diamond master level, but also not bad enough to play against other bronze players. It's an interesting place to be. I've been there before. I've been in gold before, getting myself back up to platinum and diamond, and I know how it is. I know how it can feel. So is throwing up a forge at the front here. It's Firebird, not walled off, which little concerning here. If you're playing against a Zerg player, he could easily just get up about 30 Zerglings, run on in here, and wreck you, especially considering you don't have a pylon covering your natural yet. He's working on one now as Firebird, which is good, but I'd recommend having one here a little bit sooner rather than later, because check this out. Here we go. Ling's coming on up. Speed's about halfway done. because he was so late with those extractors. You're really, the latest you want to get it is hatch, right? Expansion hatch, into pool, into extractor. If you're feeling really greedy, Lings are trying to come up. I don't know if they can run past this. Photon overcharge chasing them away. They're not even going to try. I think they probably could have slipped through there, but they decided that was something they didn't want to do. Warp Prism coming on in here from a Firebird, and both players just kind of hanging back right now. So, a bit of announcement for everybody. I have decided to cut back on the number of casts that I do every week. It's been about an hour, well, anywhere from half an hour, 40 minutes to an hour of content every day. Well, again, with the exception of Mondays, if I cast on Sundays, it's just been a very confusing thing. But you could generally count on 12 plus casts from me every single week. And I'm just not sure I can do that anymore. The view numbers on my cast have been going down just so fast. Recently, I can barely crack 1,000 views on some of my casts, which makes me feel sad, but things are changing. Ling's picking up these adepts before they can get across the map. There are a lot of circling here. Great positioning against this wall from Firebird. If you can do this, definitely do this, so you don't get a full surround. See these Lings bouncing around the outside? It means they're not able to attack, but I think all these adepts are going to go. 2 of them escape? Prove me wrong. More Lings here. I don't think they're going to try to go up, but it did thwart that attack. If you can thwart an attack from Protoss in the middle of the base, or in the middle of the map, that's what you want to do. So anyway, the factors involved here, I just think interest in StarCraft is falling in general, just worldwide, StarCraft 2, and Brood War, honestly. A little bit of falling interest there, even with Brood War Remastered being released. I also feel like my inability to get the highest level StarCraft plays, I haven't been able to get innovation replays. I haven't been able to get dark replays, really, just because of the region lock, and a lot of those players aren't allowed to play in WCS tournaments like Valencia, like Jönköping, so we just don't see them there. And the replay packs aren't released to the public, so I can't get them. So players, just some of you guys just want to see the best players out there, and I don't have those available, so that's a problem too. Lings coming on in to the front. Lings going in first instead of the Banelings. I don't know about this. A lot of the Lings die first. Banelings chasing this clump back. You want to split. There we go. Bit of a split here, but this Baneling number, look at how many Banelings that Immortal absorbed and did not die. Banelings are so bad against Immortals. They have so many hit points. They are not light, so they don't take extra damage from those Banelings. Don't explode your Banelings on Immortals. That is my recommendation. It only shows that 2 Banelings died, which is true, but so many more Banelings tried to kill this Immortal and couldn't do it, so they might as well have died, honestly. There's a Spire on the way from ZRG Infection. So those are the 2 main reasons. The other thing is my wife has started a master's program at a local university, so she's been gone quite a bit, which means my responsibilities for the kids have gone up correspondingly, and it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things with the podcast as well. So it's not going to be, I don't know, it's hard. I don't think it's going to be 1 a day. We're just going to have to play it by ear. So those of you that are used to my 12 noon and 7 p.m. casts Eastern time, that might not be how we're going to do things in the foreseeable future here. So stick around. I'll still have StarCraft for you. I'm not leaving as these Lings run past this army and get murdered. Drones coming in. Where are you drones going? This is looking real bad for the Zerg player. I don't know how he's going to get out of this. There are Mutas, though, and none of this can shoot up. Oh, that's your answer. It's Adept Immortal with Mutalisks in the sky. Get the Mothership Core. Priority Mothership Core so she can't recall them home. Also, Firebird, you should have recalled them home. Had enough time to do so, but the natural base does end up falling here. The Mutas are saving the day. This was a GG. This was a good game, except the Mutas popped out for infection just at the right time and killed everything, but that's still a lot of dead stuff. It is going to be 46,000 resources lost, 44 for Firebird compared to 4,900 for infection. So he still lost quite a bit, but catching an Immortal in the middle of the map is good. Free Immortal with Ling Muta here. Stalkers being produced by Firebird. Good reaction to seeing the Mutalisks here at about 9 minutes. Is getting Stalkers. Trying to get a 3rd base set up here as Firebird, but that's not going to happen. The Lings and the Mutas are going to shut this thing down. Firebird didn't even try to build a Nexus because he knew what this meant, but it is still 2 base to 1 base right now. The Zerg player on 1 base trying to reestablish his natural. Trying to establish the 3rd base here to the left of the natural base too. Lings and Mutas coming into these Stalkers. Pretty good composition. Might be able to pull this thing off. The Lings helping immensely with the DPS against these Stalkers, which is just exactly what Infection needs here. It's going to be about 10 Mutas against 6 or 7 Stalkers. And yeah, I think the Mutas have that. That is not going to be a hard battle Absolutely not here. Is he focusing them down is the question. More Stalkers do warp in. The defender's advantage kicking in here for Firebird. And the Stalkers win this thing. They're doing it. The Mutas aren't focusing their attacks. You want to focus one unit at a time here. See how several of them are injured but not dead? Yeah, you want to focus those down if you're the Mutalisk player. Especially easy for you to do because your units are flying, right? Yes. Yes. I will make that claim bravely. Extraordinarily bravely. Anyway, so yeah, look for some fewer casts from me over the next little bit here. The future of the channel is still kind of up in the air. I will be here. Again, I promise you I will be here. It's just not going to be 2 casts every single day with with a One Trick Wednesday or a cheese compilation or a best of 5 kicked in there on certain days of the week. So yeah, I do have a lot of things I'd like to do. But as far as doing them all every single week, that might not be something that's going to happen. So stay tuned for future announcements. And that's it. That's it for now. So Roachworn coming in from Infection. So he's going to augment here with some roaches, which is good. Firebird might have actually stopped making Immortal once he saw the Mutaling count, because they are terrible in that situation. And so switching it up to a tech switch of roaches could be pretty darn effective here. Mutas and Lings picking off some long-distance mining probes of Firebirds. Going against this Ling Muta composition, the force fields finally come up, but the Lings are already inside those force field ranges. Mutalisks just getting picked out of the sky. Sentry surprisingly good against Muta, as it turns out. So this many sentries, especially 5 of them. Yes, it's a tickle thing, but it's 7 damage, weapon speed 0.71. It's fast and hits pretty hard. It's just they are a little bit flaky, don't have a lot of HP, but it's better than absolutely nothing. So Sentry's having that attack, pretty useful. Really, I think, saved Firebird there. So he's got his 3rd base back. He's got his natural base back, does our Zerg player. Our Protoss dude is just working on, wow, a lot of sentries. 5 sentries warping in at once here. Here at this 3rd base, he really wants to save this thing, which makes sense. Robotics facility coming in. Robotics Bay, rather, already has the facility. Obviously, going to go for Colossus or Disruptor. Neither of which are great against Muta, as it turns out. But a single Adept warp in here in the main base. Get him! Get him, Adept! Does 2-shot these drones. Has +1 attack and Resonating Glaives. More Adepts warping in here, but the Ling count and Mutas. I don't know if it's a good idea to warp everybody in at this point. I think he's just going to lose everything. Not even try to run away. I guess considering the Mutalisks are here, it would have been a futile endeavor, but maybe make him work for it. Firebird? No? Okay. Alright. Infection wins it. Wins that pretty easily, and resources lost. 9,900 for Firebird compared to 10,600 for Infection. So both players taking significant losses here in the first 12 minutes of this game. It's 44 to 53 Harvesters. Firebird has been doing a fantastic job keeping that probe count up despite losing 12. Infection not doing as well, having lost 13 drones himself. Stalker, Sentry, Immortal. There is a single Immortal here. That might help him against the roaches that are on the field. Did he see those roaches? I think he saw the roaches. He did. He saw the roaches because the Adepts were killed somewhat by the roaches that came to defend. So Infection, yes, going home. Another Warp Prism warping in for Firebird. A 4th base on the way from Infection. Probably should have taken this a while ago, back when Firebird was stuck in his base. He could have expanded again, but hard to feel brave. Hard to feel brave enough to do that, and it's hard to see those things in hindsight. It's just more of a game sense thing. Stalker is going to force a cancel on this base, or Infection just might let it die. Yep, does get the cancel off. There's the refund, so definitely escape cancel your buildings if they are under attack. Oh, the force field's not actually keeping the Lings out. Does keep the roaches out, though. So that's actually really good. You need the roaches. You need the Mutas together working here. More force fields keeping the roaches out. Some of them are inside, though, which is not good for the roaches. Oh, what good force fields here from Firebird. This Immortal just wrecking these guys. Already has 8 kills. Just hammering those armored units for so much damage here. And I think Firebird might have this thing. Several Guardian Shields coming up after the battle's already over. It's a lot to remember. I know it's a lot to remember. Oh, an Infection has decided to leave the game and lose the game without saying GG. And Firebird is victorious. Nicely done, Protoss player. It was double the supply, 99 to 50. So understandable why he would do that. Resources lost 10,900 for the Protoss compared to 13,000 for Infection. 29 Mutas died. That is so many more Mutas than I expected to die in this game. Wow, 155 Lings, 16 Roaches. That was all pretty much at that final battle. Firebird lost 29 Adepts, 22 Stalkers, 4 Immortals. and a handful, just smidges of other things there. So great job by Firebird. That was a pretty tough fought, hard fought mid-rank madness game from two pretty evenly matched players, but Infection had a hard time keeping his drone count up. He did lose his natural, which hurt a lot, and just didn't really get a fourth base up in time to deal with a third base that Firebird had, allowed him to kind of out-macro him. And the force fields were good from Firebird, fantastic for this level, I'd say. Guardian Shield came up late, but, you know, he knows it exists, so that's good enough. All right, so that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
Before us, our honor guides us. Me with you, you with me. We are as one. Justice, our duty is unending. I feel your presence. We are as one. Sense of soul, a soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala Adu. Ascension is before us. Our honor guides us. Me with you, you with me. We are as one. I sense a soul, a soul in search of the answers. May the gods watch over you. Kushala Adu. search of the answers. May the gods watch over you.